All right, well, welcome everyone to another Gundam Explained video. Today I'll be looking at the Robot Spirits Double Zeta Gundam. This is a specific one. It's the Ka Signature, so it has that kind of signature Ka design, where you can kind of see the decals that are used, kind of the real marking look on that, as well as there are a little bit of changes from the standard look. And actually, let me grab that real quick. All right, here it is side by side with the initial Robot Spirits release. This is, not the Ka signature look, but kind of the standard. We can see a few differences here. We can see that this one, the Ka signature, is a bit taller. Also, there are some slight variations to how some of it looks. Let me zoom in just a little bit. We can see kind of with the chest armor, it looks a little different here. We can kind of see the shape of the yellow. Even the crotch piece, we can kind of see it looks a little different. And again, there's some slight variations like that between the two, but they're not something you normally see at first glance. I think the main takeaway here from getting the Ka signature is getting those cool real markings that are normal for Gunpla kits in general. And now, yeah, we'll take a look at this. And you know what? I'm going to take off some of the accessories to kind of get a look at the articulation. All right, so yeah, to get a look at the articulation here that we've got the head. It's a little stiff, but it does turn. It has kind of the up and down. And I think this back part here kind of gets in the way of actually seeing the full range. But there we go, that kind of helps. I'm gonna move it that way. So, the head can do what you need it to do. No complaints there. The shoulder, let's see. And that kind of moves up and down as it should. The arms as well. Elbow. We've got a good double elbow. It's really good, actually. We can kind of see that articulation back there. Let's see, the arms. Yeah, they go up all the way. Don't need to do that, though. And we've got even the... this, I haven't done that before, so this comes off. That could be intentional or not. But that was pretty easy to do. Oh, there's some cool detail underneath there. Haven't really seen before. Kind of standard with the hands, able to turn on that removable ball joint. We've got the... side skirts. Okay, it looks like there's 2 points of articulation. We have the part that's in the hip itself, but then just up this hinge that's on it as well. Legs move out, so that looks fantastic. We've got the front armor that moves up. So that's good. It's a little stiff, but that is okay. Don't plan to use it that much. And let's see. The back just kind of looks like this because we would really have the backpack plugged in, which I'll get to in a second. So let's see. The knees have a real good rotation to them. Even this piece here, something I've never really messed with, but it goes down all the way. Let's see. The feet. Okay, we have it. Yeah, this piece comes up too. This kind of helps get some motion for the feet. Lots of detail, even at the bottom there, so that looks great. Yeah, so the articulation on this is really well done. So let's look at some of the accessories. All right, it's got a very detailed mega beam cannon, mega particle blaster. There's probably a name for this. I should have looked it up. I'll have a deep dive on the Double Zeta where we'll go over the names of all the weapons. It has its own articulation as well. It has that interesting little handle that we've seen on some other versions. Luckily, that stays in. They do kind of come off. But I think that kind of helps to alleviate stress when it's being held in the hand, or if it falls, it won't break. And it also has this little notch here, so you can actually probably plug it into something else. I don't really know. But yeah, that's the gun. It's also got the side armor bits. And those plug in here. We can kind of see the little peg for that on the side. So that looks cool, obviously, with the armor on. Now, for the backpack, it actually has 2 different functions for plugging it in. I'm not too sure the purpose of it. One makes it stick out a little more than the other. One might be more secure than the other. Also, it gives you different options for the connector pieces, because it does come with multiple connector pieces. One, to have it a part of the bottom of the backpack. Another one, to have it on the bottom of the crotch. That's kind of typical of the Robot Spirits. But you can kind of see on the back here, there's multiple points. This would be for one of the connector pieces for the backpack. And I've just recently started using this one because it actually it makes it a lot more sturdy. Get it in there. Also, I don't know if it's by design, but in case this were to fall. Actually, let me adjust this just a little bit. Yeah, that's actually a good point I just realized. With this plugged in, there's less articulation for this moving forward and backward, but that would probably be the main reason why they have the different ones. Yeah, let me get that other one real quick. So yeah, really good call out here. If we look at the manual, because we can see the piece that I'm currently using, how it plugs in. This helps it keep it sturdy and allows you to use the crotch connector. The other part is there are 3 pieces total, but 2 of them would be used at once. One is this top part that would plug in to the back and then go into the backpack. The other one you can choose depending on the type of stand you want to use. That leaves it free on the back here from not being connected. That way you have much more movement for the abs, or the ab crunch. So that's actually a really cool thing that I'm just realizing now for this video. All right, so we'll get this plugged in. All right, and that one actually goes in, yeah, pretty easy. All right, so there we have it with its jetpack and armor on without the gun. Let's look at the beam sabers. Look at these huge, gigantic effect parts for the beam saber. Just gigantic. And within Gundam, it seems like once you got to the Double Zeta, it had the biggest beam sabers I have ever seen. All right, as we can see here, it's got the connector piece for the beam blade. But interestingly enough, it looks like a connector piece here, but nothing actually goes into it. Unless there's something I don't know. But there we have it. Let's see what it looks like with the Double Zeta holding it. All right, and here's the hand here. It actually has a little plug in here for the beam saber to fit in, so you know that it will be fitting correctly. Also, the plastic of the hands is a little bendable, so that one, it's not like sturdy and breakable, which is good. That kind of helps for falls or anything like that. But it just helps grip it better. Okay. Right, here it is, beam saber in hand. I also found that there was a connector piece that you take the handle off the gun, put in the connector piece for it to fit in the same place as the shield, the arm shield armor. But along with those hands, it also comes with, you know, the typical other hands. You've got a fist. You've got kind of the open hand, beam saber hand, and trigger hand. It's also got an additional headpiece, which is pretty interesting, that it doesn't have an additional red, but I guess the idea is if this is kind of easy to break if it were to fall. And by not making it rubbery, that means it kind of won't bend over time like the hands might, but that would be okay. But if you need a replacement piece, it's nice that it's in there. And so for the other pieces, for, you know, the connector, and then for the back, and actually let's put that on right now. All right, so then what we have here is the other backpack connector, and yeah, there's no room, there goes the beam saber, but the backpack connector here, this is for, you know, the stage act types of stands, which it could be changed out, but I guess you could also still use this if you wanted to be able to have it on a stand, get some of that ab crunch. Let's see. Oh, and there is a bit, I don't want to go too far, but there is a bit of waist swivel, which is always welcome when they can do that. Yeah, because it looks like you can get this guy in some cool poses. So I really like how they have that as an option. All right, and here he is again next to the original Robot Spirits release. Here is the Double Zeta alongside the Unicorn. And here is the Double Zeta alongside the Ka Signature Zeta. So both of these would complement each other. And I'll probably be doing a review on this Zeta one here shortly. You know, one more thing I wanted to look at real quick before we end is more of the backpack and what its capabilities are. We have these wings that fold out here. The beam sabers that plug in have a bit of articulation on there. You know, one disappointing thing here is I just got an effect part that I tried to plug in here because it seems like it could. There's a hole in there, but it's just barely big enough. But really, some blue tack would easily fix that, and without even kind of destroying or ruining the kit at all. But I really wish they would make these effect parts universal. It's a bit unfortunate. All right, so there you have it. There's a look at the Robot Spirits Ka Signature. I think it is an amazing piece. Really, the only downside is not being able to utilize effect parts, because the articulation, the stand options are so amazing. There's so much you can do with it, but with the effect parts, you just kind of have to go the extra mile to figure out how to, without destroying the figure, add them on. So anyway, let me know what you think about this release, if you've messed with it or the original release. Yeah, leave a comment down below. Make sure to join the Discord, or even the link to the video for the contest below. And yeah, talk to you guys later.